हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल। आज हम क्लास 9 साइंस सब्जेक्ट के चैप्टर 13 के क्वेश्चन आंसर्स देखेंगे। तो चलिए बिना देरी किए वीडियो को शुरू करते हैं। फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सेलेक्ट द प्रॉपर ऑप्शन एंड कंप्लीट द स्टेटमेंट। फर्स्ट, अ कार्बन atom forms a covalent bond with other atoms. In this bond, the two atoms share electrons. Next, all the carbon bonds in a saturated hydrocarbon share electrons. Next, at least one carbon bond in an unsaturated hydrocarbon is multiple. Next, carbon is the essential element in all the organic compounds. Next, the element hydrogen is present in most organic compounds. Second question, answer the following question. First, why are carbon and its compound used as fuel? Answer, most of the carbon compounds give a lot of heat and light when burned in air. Saturated hydrocarbons undergo complete combustion to form CO2 and H2O, and no smoke is produced. Hence, carbon and its compound are used as fuel. Next question, in which compound form does carbon occur? Answer, carbon occurs in the combined state in the following compounds: as carbon dioxide and in the form of carbonates such as calcium carbonate, marble, calamine, ZnCO3, etc. Fossil fuel, coal, petroleum, natural gas, carbonaceous nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, natural fiber, cotton, wool, silk. Next, write the uses of diamond. Answer, uses of diamond. Diamonds are used in glass cutting and rock drilling machines. Diamonds are used as a precious stone in jewelry. Diamond knives are used in the eye surgery. Diamond dust is used for polishing other diamonds. Diamond is used to make windows, giving protection from radiation in space and in artificial satellites. Third question, explain the difference diamond and graphite. Diamond is a hard, beautiful crystalline substance. Graphite is a soft, black and brittle crystalline substance. Diamond, each carbon atom is bounded to four other neighboring carbon atoms by covalent bonds. Graphite, each carbon atom is bounded to three other neighboring carbon atoms by covalent bonds. Diamond, it has a rigid tetragonal three-dimensional structure. Graphite, it has a hexagonal layered structure. There are no free electrons in diamond. There are free electrons in graphite. Diamond, it is a bad conductor of electricity. Graphite, it is a good conductor of electricity. Next, crystalline and non-crystalline forms of carbon. Crystalline forms of carbon. A crystalline form has a regular and definite arrangement of carbon atoms. Non-crystalline forms of carbon. An amorphous non-crystalline form has an irregular arrangement of carbon atoms. Crystalline forms of carbon, they have high and sharp melting and boiling points. Non-crystalline forms of carbon, they melt over a large range of temperature. Crystalline forms of carbon, they have definite geometrical shape, sharp edges and plane surfaces. Non-crystalline forms of carbon, they do not have a definite geometrical shape. Example of crystalline forms of carbon are diamond, graphite and fullerene. Example of non-crystalline forms of carbon are coal, coke, charcoal, etc. Fourth question, write scientific reason. First, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Answer, in each layer of graphite, free electrons move continuously within the entire layer. These electrons can conduct electricity. Hence, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Next, graphite is not used in ornaments. Answer, the property that is used in making ornaments and jewelry is transparency of substance and reflection of light, which graphite does not possess. Also, graphite is soft, black, brittle and opaque, unlike diamond, which is transparent, hard and reflects light. Hence, graphite is not used for making ornaments. Next, lime water turns milky when CO2 is passed through it. Answer, when CO2 is passed through fresh lime water, white precipitate of calcium carbonate is formed, due to which lime water turns milky. Next, biogas is an eco-friendly fuel. Answer, production of biogas in an anaerobic process, which means there is no form of combustion involved. It is considered to be a renewable resource as it produced from organic waste materials. There is little emission of CO2 to the atmosphere, which is equal to the amount needed for plants to grow. Hence, biogas is an eco-friendly fuel. Fifth question, explain the following. First, diamond, graphite, and fullerenes are crystalline forms of carbon. Answer, a crystalline form of carbon has a regular and definite arrangement of atoms. In diamond, each carbon atom is linked to four other carbon atoms by covalent bonds. Therefore, diamond has tetragonal three-dimensional structure. In graphite, each carbon atom is bounded to three other carbon atoms in such a way that a hexagonal layered structure is formed. Thus, the regular arrangement of atoms in graphite is in layers. In fullerene, atoms are joined to each other in pentagonal and hexagonal arrangement. As a result, the structure of fullerene is like a football. The molecules of fullerene are found in the form of buckyballs and bucky tubes. Since diamond, graphite, and fullerenes have definite shape, sharp edges, and plane surfaces, they are in crystalline form. Next, methane is called marsh gas. Answer, methane is formed by the decomposition of plants and animal matter at the surface of marshy lands. Hence, methane is called marsh gas. Next, petrol, diesel, coal are fossil fuels. Answer, fossil fuels are formed from plants, animals, and other creatures that died millions of years ago and got buried under the earth. Their remains gradually change over the years due to heat and pressure in the earth's crust, forming coal, oil, petrol, diesel, and natural gas. These substances release energy when burned and are used as fuels. Hence, petrol, diesel, coal are called fossil fuel. Next, uses of various allotropes of carbon. Answer, uses of various allotropes of carbon are as follows. Uses of diamond. Diamond are used in glass cutting and rock drilling machines. Diamond are used as a precious stone in jewelry. Diamond knives are used in the eye surgery. Diamond dust is used for polishing other diamonds. Diamond is used to make windows, giving protection from radiation in space and in artificial satellites. Uses of graphite. Graphite is used for making lubricants. It is used for making carbon electrodes. It is used in pencil for writing. It is used in paints and polish. It is used in arc lamps which give a very bright light. Uses of fullerenes. Fullerenes are used as insulators. Fullerenes are used as a catalyst in water purification. At a particular temperature, fullerenes exhibit superconductivity. Uses of coal. Coal is used as fuel in factories and homes. It is used to obtain coke, coal gas, and coal tar. It is used in thermal power plant for generation of electricity. Uses of coke. Coke is used as domestic fuel. It is used as a reducing agent. Next question, uses of CO2 in fire extinguisher. Answer, fires need oxygen, fuel and heat to ignite, and removing any one of those three components can put out a fire. Carbon dioxide CO2 based fire extinguisher work because CO2 molecules are heavier than oxygen molecules and thus they push out oxygen surrounding the fire, extinguishing the blaze. In addition, CO2-based fire extinguishers do not cause corrosion and are non-conductor of electricity. Therefore, these are generally used when electrical and electronic equipment catches fire. Next question, practical uses of CO2. Answer, practical uses of CO2 are CO2 is used to make aerated drinks. CO2 under pressure is used in fire extinguisher. Liquefied CO2 is used as a solvent for dry cleaning. Solid CO2 is used in cold storage to keep milk, milk products and other frozen substances cool during transport. Liquefied CO2 is used to remove caffeine from coffee. It is also used for getting special effects of a mist in dramas and movies. Sixth question, write two physical properties each. Diamond. Physical properties of diamond. Pure diamond is the hardest known natural substance. Diamond exhibits great luster and brilliance which gives it a shiny, freshly polished look. Its melting point is 3500 degrees Celsius. Its density is 3.5 gram per cubic centimeter. It is a bad conductor of electricity as it does not have free electrons. Charcoal. Physical properties of charcoal. Charcoal is a lightweight black amorphous form of carbon. It is highly porous and brittle material. It is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. Fullerene. Physical properties of fullerene. It is a crystalline allotrope of carbon which is found in the form of buckyballs and bucky tubes. Fullerenes are soluble in organic solvents such as carbon disulfide, chlorobenzene, etc. At a particular temperature, fullerenes act as a superconductor. Seventh question. Complete the following chemical reaction. First, CH4 plus 2O2 gives CO2 plus 2H2O plus heat. Methane react with oxygen to form carbon dioxide, water and heat. Next, CH4 plus Cl2 gives CH3Cl plus HCl. Next, 2NaOH plus CO2 gives Na2CO3 plus H2O. Sodium hydroxide react with carbon dioxide to form sodium carbonate and water. 8 question. Write answer to the following in detail. First, what are the different types of coal? What are their uses? Answer. Coal is a fossil fuel. It contains carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. It also contains nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur in small quantity. It occurs in the solid state. Coal is classified on the basis of its carbon content into peat less than 60% of carbon, lignite 60 to 70% of carbon, bituminous 70 to 90% of carbon, and anthracite about 95% of carbon. Depending on the percentage of carbon, the heat generated changes. Uses. Coal is used as fuel in factories and homes. Coal is used to obtain coke, coal gas, and coal tar. Coal is used in thermal power plant for generation of electricity. Next question. How will you prove experimentally that graphite is a good conductor of electricity? Answer. Aim to prove that graphite conduct electricity. Apparatus, lead pencil, battery cell, small bulb, electric wires. Procedure. Sharpen a lead pencil from both its ends. Now connect both the sharpened ends using electrical wires, one end to a cell battery and the other end to a small bulb which in turn is connected to the other end of the cell battery. Start the electric current in the circuit and observe. Diagram. Flow of electric current through graphite. Observation. The electric bulb in the circuit glows. Conclusion. This experiment shows that graphite present in the pencil lead is a good conductor of electricity. Next question. Explain the properties of carbon. Answer. Properties of carbon. Carbon is a soft grey or black non-metal. Carbon is found in air as carbon dioxide, as also in fuel like biogas, petroleum and marsh gas. Elemental carbon is an inert substance, insoluble in water, acids, bases and organic solvent. It forms covalent bonds with other carbon atoms or with atoms of other elements. Carbon exists in nature in more than one form, that is, it exhibits allotropy. For example, the crystalline forms of carbon are diamond, graphite, and fullerene. The non-crystalline forms of carbon are coal, coke, charcoal, etc. On ignition, carbon reacts with oxygen in the air to form carbon dioxide CO2. Next question. Classify carbon. Answer. Carbon exhibit allotropy and it has two forms, crystalline and amorphous. Crystalline form. Carbon has three crystalline allotropes, diamond, graphite, fullerene. Amorphous form. Carbon has following amorphous form, coal, peat, lignite, bituminous, anthracite, charcoal, coke. Next question. How will you verify the properties of carbon dioxide? Answer. When a burning candle is placed in a glass jar containing carbon dioxide, the flame extinguishes. Therefore, it shows that carbon dioxide neither burns nor supports burning. When carbon dioxide is passed through fresh lime water, white precipitate of calcium carbonate is formed, due to which lime water turns milky. From this test, the existence of carbon dioxide is easily identified. When moistened blue and red litmus are added to a gas jar of carbon dioxide, blue litmus turns red. From this, it is confirmed that CO2 is an acidic oxide. However, there is no change observed in moistened red litmus. स्टूडेंट, यहाँ हमारे चैप्टर 13 के क्वेश्चन आंसर कंप्लीट हो गए हैं। अगर आपको वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगा हो तो वीडियो को लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब करना न भूलिए। मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में।